I think the proximity chat is just super fun. Flashbacks to a 5-year-old call me a racial slur on Call of Duty, but that's part of the immersion. Ah, dude. Like, it just wouldn't have been Arena of Solaire if you didn't join voice and have Hamzy be like, turn off comms. Like, no, man, I'm streaming. I'm gonna say the N-word. Okay, like, that. It's okay, I'll turn it off. I'll turn it off. I can read through it real quickly. Here, I'll read through it so that everybody understands.
Subscribed for 3 months.
I'll do my part.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Welcome back for 3 months, CJ. I'll read through this pretty quickly so that I'm doing my part so that you guys don't have to read it and you can just choose if you want to upvote it, okay? That better, guys? It's not in Korean. I can't understand it.
넌 멍청이에요. 우리가 이것이 필요한 이유는 최근의 변화와 온라인에서 검은 사막에 대한 게임 방향이 대부분의 PvP 플레이어가 즐기는 방향이 아니기 때문에.
Shut the fuck up, bitch. Jesus, no one cares. Okay, so. All right. So, the reason why we need this, the recent changes in the game direction, Pearly Abyss. There's your downvote right there. Can't even spell Pearl Abyss right. Check for Black Desert Online. It's not a direction that most PvP players enjoy. I understand we are minority, which is Solaris Season 4 kind of proved that, compared to the casual player base, but you can't really ignore us and do every single change in the favor of the casual player base in the expense of the PvP players. Before you bring up the numbers, all I'm going to say is that Shadow Arena was so successful, they tried to turn it into a standalone game. That's true. And that failed miserably. But the reason, guys, what a lot of people don't realize about the PvP player base is, I've said this many times. Okay. All MMOs are made up of PvP players, PvE players, and life skillers. And all of these people rely on each other for various things. Now, most people think about this in terms of, okay, well, the life skillers rely on the PvPers to buy all those consumables off the marketplace and generate money from their life skills, because without the PvPers, there's not enough supply, or there's not enough demand on the market, right? And you could say the same thing for PvE and PvP. So a lot of people look at it from a marketplace perspective. But what a lot of people miss in this delicate ecosystem that are MMOs is that the PvP player base, although they're the minority, they're also the loudest players in our community. So when the life skillers and the PvEers get really upset, they don't have a loud enough voice. They don't get upset enough about the game to really have a meaningful impact that is going to result in any form of change, right? You kind of need the PvPers. Okay. You need, when you want the developers to listen, you need that degenerate, horrendous, 5-year-old level temper tantrum toxicity to get through their thick skulls. Because without those players willing to throw a temper tantrum about their video game, your PvE is never going to change. Your life skilling is never going to change. The game is just never going to change, right? Say what you will about my content, guys. This is what I'm a PvPer. The thing I find most fun about the game is PvP. Believe it or not, all my content used to be PvP. Everything I did used to be PvP. People used to watch me because I was the shot caller guy. That, like, my shot calling content was the most entertaining thing that they were going to see all week. That's why they would watch me, right? Or my VOD reviews were just really funny and engaging, right? That used to be my shit. Now I do much more PvE and life skilling content. But, like, I'm telling you, part of the reason my voice is as loud as it is not because I just like to yell. It's because I'm a part of that community. I know how to kick and scream with the best of them. I know how to throw a 5-year-old temper tantrum better than anyone. And I can do it in front of thousands of people. Okay? You need the PvPers. You gotta have them. That's where I learned how to give feedback the way that I did. You gotta have those people. For more reasons than I can explain. They're a minority, no question. But when they're unhappy, things actually get changed. You removed one-sided war declaration for a bad reason. Measurements for one-sided declaration was already taken. All you did is remove guild drama between guilds, which is literally the only fuel for open world PvP. This is absolutely true. However, they wanted to decrease toxicity in their game. Okay, so like, although this is true, them removing one-sided guild decks would have been totally fine if they're just trying to remove harassment. Their problem is they removed one-sided guild decks for the PvP scene, in addition to the PvEers and the life skillers. They're trying to protect the new players. They're trying to protect the life skillers, the PvEers, the people who don't want to PvP at all, right? If they had just said, okay, you can't one-sided deck people that haven't done Node Wars this week. Okay. You'd have less snipe guilds too, because then those snipe guilds have a reason not to drop for the rewards. W. Okay? Number one. Number two, if PvP guilds could just openly deck each other and you fix how your protection system works, literally nothing else had to change. If they had just enforced their protection system and enforced their TOS, it would have been fine. Instead, you have two problems with the protection system. Number one, it adds to the war score when you kill someone that's under guild protection. Okay, so it doesn't really deter people from trying to kill that person, so protection doesn't really help like it's supposed to. Okay, so you can't let killing somebody under protection add to the war score. Okay, one. Two, they also, on the other flip side of it, you can put a shy under protection and just have them show up to a GVG and be completely unhittable by everyone unless you flag and lose karma. So the protection system is being exploited by both sides of the fence. If you just made it so that people who were under protection could not buff their allies in guild, right? And you made it so that they didn't add to the war score when they were killed, the protection system and removing one-sided war decks on life skilling and PvE guilds would have been just fine. Still allow the PvP guilds to have their beef, allow PvP guilds to deck on each other, no big deal, right? But like, they just ripped it away because they see all PvP as objectively negative content from objectively negative people. And like, you need to understand that this is how they see it, okay? Like, the way they presented it to us when they removed it, they said there were 26,000 or whatever the hell one-sided war decks this year. And they see every single one of those war declarations as a negative thing. They don't understand that the love and, more importantly, the hate the PvP scene has for each other is what fuels it. Okay? A lot like content creation, I get a lot of love and I get a lot of hate. How you handle both the love and the hate speaks volumes to how successful you will be as a content creator. Same thing goes for PvP guilds. If you can't handle the hate, you will not be a successful PvP guild, and the scene won't be successful. But see, the PvPers are the ones that handle the hate the best in most cases, or the funniest, at least. I can't tell you how many funny times I had trying to open world PvP people and have them tell me, hey man, www.subway.com/North American Careers. Invest. You know what I mean? That kind of chat PvP, so good. That shit is, oh my god, it's so good. That kind of drama is what drove us. Drift Panda?
Karizawa cheered X100. If guilds are listed as a PvP guild, they should be able to get one-sided decked. They agreed on being attacked when they entered a PvP guild.
True. They're adding hashtags, guys, for guilds. They should just allow that. If your guild is hashtag PvP guild, you can be decked on. It's like, yeah, like the obvious, right? Like that, like the rest of us understand this. Fix your guild protection and declaration. Not if you take part in Node War. It will encourage people to grief more. What? On the Blue Squadron fix for guild protection and declaration. Not if you take part in Node War. It will encourage people to grief more. If no one from guild flag up for weak when you can deck on them, So PvE guilds will get rid of assholes from the guild, and it will quickly sort out who's PvP and who's PvE. Well, I mean, that too, right? If somebody asks to be under protection all the time and can't help with guild decks and open world decks, why the f are you even in a PvP guild? Right? Now, I would ask to be under protection while I was streaming, but I would also show up to GVGs. I would be like, all right, take my protection off. I got to shot call this GVG. So like, I still had a purpose for being in the guild because I would go shot call GVGs when I wasn't streaming, right? Even when I was streaming, I'd be like, all right, take me off protection. I dropped barcode one time to show up to a GVG because they couldn't take me off protection. I dropped barcode and they murked me in. Okay. I did that with God knows how many guilds. All right. If you're not showing up to open world PvP, you're a pussy in a PvP guild. That's just how it is. And they're going to remove you because that's how it works. All right. Like, that's how PvP communities are bred. All right. Unless you have value to the guild, they don't keep you around. I think Fake Uni has the most reasonable explanation about the PvP changes on his YouTube. PA is prepping the game for China. No, we can talk about that, but no, it's pretty easily debunked. Timmy Take. I am happy they removed one-sided decks, period. That's not the reason people are quitting. Stop yapping about Wordex. Well, too valid, Timmy Take. Actually, he's right. He's actually 100% correct. As much as you might not like to hear it, nobody was quitting the game because of the one-sided Wordex. People got really upset about it, and it killed a lot of the hype between like the PvP guilds. But it did in fact it overall lowered the amount of harassment that was going on in the game, and it had a net positive influence on the game as a whole. This is pretty uncontested. I've talked to Perlibus about this and their analytics on it at like the Oasis event that I went to. And they were like, the people that were adamantly against it have seen the analytics and they're like, okay, yeah, like it did have a net positive on the game overall. But here's the thing. It had a tremendously net negative effect on the PvP scene. Overall, guys, the PvP scene is the minority of players. The 2 valid Timmy's right. Okay? The PvP scene is the minority of players, and the minority of players was being allowed to harass everyone else. Okay? And this is an extremely small percentage of people, though. What the PvP community is trying to express to you, Mr. Tuvala Timmy, is that they didn't actually have to do this and kill the PvP scene. Or the open world PvP scene. They could have removed harassment and kept it kind of how it was. Okay, so you like the one-sided deck change because it lowered harassment. And I agree with you. I'm on that board. I am on board. I love the lowering of harassment in the game. Based take. But like, at the end of the day, all Perlibus really needed to do in this case was enforce their TOS. There were probably, what, 10 to 15 players, maybe 20 to 25 players in North America by itself, okay, that were really harassing the shit out of players, and that this needed to be done for. People like Florang, Hamzy, you know, ATL, we all know Dashy, right? Like people that just run around and just try to run people into the ground for no reason. If they had just enforced their TOS on the most toxic parts of their community, nothing even had to change, right? Or they just took the old system and made it unexploitable, right? In the old system, believe it or not, you couldn't be decked on if you didn't have any Wordex out, right? But people tried to exploit. There were workarounds for this. There were so many workarounds that harass these. Okay, big dog. Okay, big dog. Okay, off. I love you, Vert. So like, all they really have to do is just enforce their TOS. That's it. They didn't have to change one-sided Wordex. They didn't have to change anything. If they had just said, yeah, Florang's being a little too toxic. Yeah, I'm gonna ban him for a week. Done. Because these are trolls, guys. There's trolls in every community. No matter what you do, they're always gonna grief. They're always gonna troll. They're always gonna try to harass you, and they're gonna find a way. It doesn't matter what Perlibus does to try to stop them. If they wanna f with you, they're gonna. Because they're losers. They have all day to make your life a living hell. Right? That's the whole point. And Perlibus at some point just has to put their foot down and say, that's an exploit of the system. You're banned. Right? Not permanently, right? Just 1 week, 2 week, right? Escalate it. Nobody needs to be permanently banned over it, but like give them timeouts. And if the satisfaction that they get from trolling, okay, it's like a line, okay? If there's a delicate line, satisfaction, punishment, okay? If the punishment is too high, all right, like let's say the punishment is 2 week ban for harassing a player one time. Okay, well then the punishment is way too high to actually grant the amount of satisfaction required to meet that punishment. And trolls will stop trolling people, okay? But trolls will always keep doing it. If they get more satisfaction out of something than they do punishment, they're just going to keep doing it. And that's the truth, okay? All Burlibus has to do is make the punishment strict enough on exploiting their systems that the trolls don't want to do this anymore, and they don't want to harass players anymore. I think it's a W that they want to move towards non-harassment in their game, but like the one-sided deck thing did not need to happen. But the Tuvala Timmy's also correct. Nobody is really quitting anymore because of the one-sided deck changes. No one gave a shit. Everybody tried to stamp their feet. People got really loud about it, but at the end of the day, they all kept playing. That's the truth. Everybody just kept playing. All right. Fast forward down the line, it wasn't until then they jacked up the karma changes. Right? Then they changed Node Wars to be objectively worse. Right? Like they took away Guild League. Right? They did all of these changes. Now those kind of changes, those kind of sweeping changes that bring the fabric of the community together, because PvP guilds don't get together and do PvP because of open world in most cases. Every once in a while, you have like this outlier guild that has like 30 or 40 guys that just love to go around and just shit on people in the open world on our show, whatever. And that's all they're there for. Very rare though. The vast majority of PvP guilds come together for the purpose of Node Wars and Siege. If you ruin Node Wars, you have ruined their entire existence. Like their whole reason for coming together is gone. It's gone. There's no reason for those PvP guilds to form anymore. There's no reason for people to get in voice and talk to each other anymore. The very fabric of your community starts to fall away. Okay, and that's the reason that a lot of PvPers are quitting the game. And when the PvPers start to quit the game, because we talked about the ecosystem before, PvPers have an effect on the PvEers, and they have an effect on the life skillers, okay? It might take some time, but there's always an effect, right? If the PvEers are upset, eventually the PvPers will hear about it, okay? And the life skillers are the same, and the PvPers are those are the people that get the most upset, let's be honest, okay? Well, the PvPers have started just quitting the game. There's less PvPers in the game than I have ever seen in my career playing this game. Okay. And now it's starting, and now the game's starting to feel dull for everybody else. And everyone's trying to figure out and try to put their finger on why is the game feel so bad? The progression, is it the PvE is stale? Is it the PvP? What is it? Okay. It's that when you have one group of players start to quit the game, well, then the game's not as fun for the other players. Then they start getting upset. Then you delay your expansion to God knows how long, right? Because for a long time, we didn't even have a reason or like a date, right? It wasn't until the PvPers that you guys hate so much, those people kicked and screamed like 5-year-old children, myself included. All this Doomer content, all these Doomer content creators and all this stuff coming out, we all got really upset. But here's the thing. We got a release date for the expansion. We also got an admission from them. Like, hey, we were holding the expansion because of the dub, but we see that you're unhappy. So, okay, sure, we'll release it without the dub. We're sorry, right? That's basically what we just got in the announcement today. And then the rest of us were like, huh? You what? That's why you were holding the expansion? That's why we didn't get a global release? Is because the English dub wasn't ready? Nobody cares. The Korean dub is almost better. It's a Korean expansion. It's Soul. The Soul is the name of the expansion, for sake. It almost sounds better in Korean. You can add the English dub later. Yeah, most people don't even use the English dub. You can always add the English dub later. We don't care as much about that. We care about getting the content on time. So like that announcement today, guys, was basically telling us, okay, yeah, caught. Yeah, we were just gonna hold it, but like, yeah, we decided to give it to you like sooner because you guys threw a fit. I'm telling you right now that without those PvPers that you hate so much, that never would have happened. You might hate PvPers, but those know how to cry. Oh, holy shit, can we just sit here and cry all day? All right? That's how it is, because without those PvPers, you're not getting your Land of the Morning Light expansion until that voice actor strike is over in California. And that's the truth. Holy moly. Yeah, you hate PvPers, and I respect it. They're toxic pieces of shit. But they're also whiny pieces of shit, and the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And that's the truth. And that's the truth. I gave P a 10 out of 10 idea on the dub. Hire your partners to be voice actors. That's what I was talking about this before. Players would love that shit. It would be a huge move in the MMO community, period. A first. It would be really cool. Not a first. They've definitely done this before. But like, they've already done it with Enclave. Enclave is not a content creator. But like, they had Enclave voice act one of the NPCs. It doesn't have to be like critical players in the storyline, right? You could have Zerodin or Zethian voice act like the stable keeper for the new region, right? I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna sit there talking to that stable keeper more frequently because it's Zethian's voice. I'm just gonna be honest, right? Like if somebody walked up to Fugar and they heard me say, "Clean your room," that shit would be content. If somebody walked up to Tina and they took a Lieber's gloves and then tried to take Ergon shoes, and I said, no, that's retarded. You can't do that, right? In my voice, that would be so much more fun. Okay? That would be so much more fun. Holy moly. But realistically speaking, I would love to just voice Fugar and make him like, I would give him so much more personality. And content creators in general would be really good voice actors, because a lot of us are popular because we have good personality, right? We have an entertaining personality. We're characters, right? We have good characters, right? Or we can put on a good show, right? So like, I could give Fugar, like, bro, your Dark Knight walks up and I'm like, how you doing? That your warrior walks up, is that a great sword, or are you just happy to see me today? You know what I mean? Like, that shit would be so good. That shit would be so good. I could give him so much personality, and people would love talking to it, right? Oh man, it would be so much fun, right? It doesn't have to be me. It could be pretty much anybody. But like, damn, bro, anybody could voice act it. I would do it for free. I'd do it for free too. When you got a second, can you check Discord? Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I would love to. I would absolutely love to. Yeah, that would be awesome. Somebody already told me when it was, but I was just like, well, I'll wait and see if he wants to invite me to the event, and if he doesn't, that's fine. If he does, amen. Yeah, no, it's gonna be an awesome event. Unrelated, yeah, it'll be awesome. I'm not going to reveal anything about it because it's your event, but like, sort of a Valve did with Dota 2. Yeah, it'd be fine, but it doesn't need to be on like a grandiose scale. It doesn't need to be someone as impactful as Fugar. It can just be like, you know, the jewelry keeper in the town is Jine. You know what I mean? Right? And Gellyheart starts talking to you about, and Gellyheart is Lara in Heidel. That shit would be content. It'd be so good. Oh, I would love it. I would love it. All right, so we read all this. The reason why it was... Sorry, guys. That was like a huge tangent. It's my bad. The reason why it was the only fuel for open world PvP is because you've developed this game for 10 plus years and you didn't do anything about open world PvP system to be better. You're afraid to give PvP rewards that is equally valuable as PvE and life skilling because you're afraid it might get exploited, and now you need more human resources to detect and punish exploiters. I don't think that it's necessarily because they think it'll be exploited. I think it's because they don't want people only PvPing in their game. They want to force you to do other things. I genuinely, having spoken with a lot of Korean executives, I 100%, and I've spoken with a couple of the developers too, I 100% think they like to encourage players to do other content. What's a perfect example of this? Adventure logs. Adventure logs are a perfect example of this. Please do our content. We developed this stuff and no one's doing it, and it's really fun. Like, but that's it, bro. That's the reason the adventure logs exist. Okay? That's it. They want you to do other stuff. But you're right. They need to just get the f over it and allow PvP to have... PvP should be making 500 million an hour. 400 to 500 million an hour. It's not life skilling, right? It's not PvE, but it's still good, right? It's just, see, the problem with PvP that they really don't understand is you also spend the most money in PvP. Hold on, Mythic just asked me. Hold up. Okay, bet. Okay, bet. What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, no, tied to player power. Oh yeah, PvP costs more silver to do than anything else in the game. So you lose 300 million an hour at a minimum most times doing PvP content, right? So you end up losing more money than you gain. And it's been this way for years. And like, they just don't understand this most basic fact. They need to let players play their sandbox MMO the way that they want to play it. It is what it is. This feedback focuses on being progressive, enjoyable, yet challenging to go to a PvP place in the world of Black Desert Online. While doing so, it tries to preserve its current system without betraying it. I also know this is very hard and the effort-taking system to develop, but our... Oh my god, bro. When we gonna start proofreading shit, bro? When we gonna start proofreading shit? Because like most of the people listening to this are gonna be like, damn, Blue just doesn't know how to read. I know this is a very hard system to implement and would take a lot of effort to develop, but our trust and heart is with the developers of this game. We believe they can hammer this system into its perfect shape to give us, period. So so we can enjoy Black Desert PvP once again. Thank you. The Arsha. Arsha server going to be based on seasons, not like season 1, 2, 3, spring, season, winter, fall. The rules of Arsha: killing other players. Rule number 1: killing other players in Arsha will give you 100 points. For solo kills, 50 if you're in a party. Or 2. Okay, so they're just going to give you points with declining point values if you're in a party. Okay. Rule number 1: dying on Arsha will, with 0 points, make you go to negative Arsha points, negative 50k. If you're at minus 5k Arsha points, you will lose all the benefits of the Arsha server. Okay, let him cook. Hold on. Rule 1-2. You have 100k reserve Arsha points for each season. From 100k reserve Arsha points will be transferred to your account based on the negative Arsha points whenever you go negative every day on daily reset, midnight. Example, if you're negative 50k Arsha points before the reset, you will gain 50k Arsha points on reset, resulting you losing 50k reserve Arsha points, losing 20k. Okay, yeah, whatever. Okay. If the person was intentionally feeding points to another person, they both should get punished. 50 billion silver reducted from their account. Banned from the Arsha server until next season. You should start a new season with negative 20k Arsha points. I'm okay with any of those. You will also gain Arsha seals based on kill secure, and Arsha seals will be used to calculate your ranking in Arsha in case your Arsha points are dropping. Killing someone in Arsha will also give 10 points to your guild. Dying will also make your guild lose 10 points. So the problem I see with this is that like people are just gonna go negative and like they're not gonna come back to the Arsha server again because there will be literally no reason for them to even check that rotations are open anymore. So I don't think that this will work this way. I do, however, think that a system like this might work for the hardcore servers though. I think that something like this would work for the hardcore servers really well. True, and true. Yep. Rule number 2, killing someone on Arsha will be shown in combat chat and the location of the fight with the coordinates. CM Onlave from the Giga Chads killed CM Ronan because he's a from the beta male. Oh, shit. In Arsha server 2, typing these coordinates into the map will ping the location of the fight in the map and put you on an auto path for it. It's a hell of an example right there. Hell of an example right there. Rule number 3, there will be a 50% drop rate amount on all spots on the Arsha server, but some regions on some days will get a 50% extra increased drop rate and will drop and will be capped at drop rate without an item drop loot scroll. So they'll be at 300% without a loot scroll and then get an extra 100%, so 400%. Example, Monday, Calpheon, 100% extra drop amount and cap drop rate. Tuesday, Kama. Wednesday, Serendia. Thursday, Drigan. Yeah, okay, we get it. Okay. There will be Crystal Break. There won't be Crystal Break from monsters on the region of that day. Servers below 50 players should lose their special region buff. I don't know about this. I don't know if you punish people for just like, there's nothing players can do about that. And like, it doesn't encourage itself. So like, let's say there's 45 players on the server and the 46th player joins the server and goes, well, there's not 50 players on the server. So they swap off because there's no reason for them to be on Arsha. Right. Well, then if all the players do that, you're never going to get over 50 players on the server. So that just won't work. It just won't work. We type these things because it's better to say I tried and they didn't listen instead of saying I didn't try because they wouldn't listen. We actually call that the Blonde Bear Special. Yeah. If you guys listen to the Old Moon podcast from last week, it was Blonde Bear literally arguing that exact point. He was like, I just find it all, y'all are idiots. He called us all idiots for dooming about the game. He's like, I'm the ultimate doomer. I just gave up a long time ago. I don't see why you guys just haven't given up. Because we love the game, Blonde. What game are you playing right now? He's like, I'm playing RuneScape. I'm like, exactly. We're trying to fix that. Oh my God, bro. Holy moly. That's why we're dooming. You got to at least try. Bro, when Zethian is trying, holy shit. That's when you know the situation is dire. With respect, Zethian doesn't give a about anything that really happens.
To be fair, whenever I listen to the podcast, I mute the stream when Blonde Bear speaks.
I love Blonde. We got more engagement on that podcast than we ever have in the history of the podcast. Bro, it was insane. It was crazy. It was insane. How you doing, Gandaya? Yeah, Zethian doesn't give a shit about anything, so if Zethian's willing to type out an 11-page single-spaced Word document one night instead of spending time with his children, you know that something's wrong. Okay, when Zethian comments on a YouTube video, I know that I've done something right. That's the truth. If I see Zethian comment on a YouTube video, I'm like, holy shit, this video is banging. All right, sweet. Thank you, Note. Awesome. They've made the money off of us, so they don't really care anymore. That's not true. And again, that's some like hopeless doomer bullshit talk. Right? Just don't let my wife know I'm trying. She's gonna wonder where the energy is in our love life. You're willing to write an 11-page single-spaced Word document about this video game? But you can't last more than 8 minutes? Honey, it's about the motion of the ocean. Yeah, well, you can't get to England in a rowboat, honey. Holy, I can see this conversation just going down.
What if they added MMR to RBF and made the incarnate level payouts for winning equal 1.5-2 BIL per hour and also made the Solaire payouts half of that at incarnate level? Gives big incentives to grind and push gear since there's actually a payoff at the end.
Well, Sailor Jerry, that's not the worst idea I've heard all day. I'm honestly okay with any of these changes. Would probably be an improvement to over our current system. Oh my god. Okay, I want to see what your node wars stuff. Maximum capacity of players used for example purposes only. Okay, I'm not gonna read through all this other stuff. There's guild limitations on this too, and your guild suffers if you're getting farmed on Arsha, which is, I think, a good thing. I think that's really cool. I think that's a W. Right? I think that's, if you're getting farmed your ass off on Arsha and no one's coming to help you, blah blah blah, it encourages people to come help you. It encourages PvP, which is what Arsha is supposed to be about. I'll be honest though, most people are not going to be happy about that suggestion. Most people are not going to be happy about being punished because somebody else in the guild is bad at PvP. So, like, probably won't implement that change. Pure Blackstone's disabled on Arsha servers, then where the fuck are we supposed to use them? Add proxy chat? Dude, if they just added proximity chat to the game at all, it would be some of the best content I've ever heard. Bro, you roll up on shaky ganking Neptunes.
It would be much better if wars lasted 1 hour, with the guild holding the fort the longest
so
winning.
Funny.
RNG forts should be replaced with hidden HP forts.
I think the proximity chat is just super fun. Flashbacks to a 5-year-old call me a racial slur on Call of Duty, but that's part of the immersion. God, dude. Like, it just wouldn't have been Arena of Solaire if you didn't join voice and have Hamzy be like, turn off comms. Like, no, man, I'm streaming. I'm gonna say the N-word. Okay, like, that. It's okay, I'll turn it off. Like, that's part of the immersion of the game. Like, that's... Plus, you can ban them, like, really quickly, right? Like, they just get them banned, right? Oh god, that shit would be so much fun. Alright. Garmoth spawn at 21 on Arsha every 3 days. PvP will not be disabled during Garmoth. Okay, I'm gonna take you one step further. Arsha should have all world boss spawns all the time, but on Arsha, PvP is enabled at world bosses. And you get 2 times rewards. Done. I have just made world bosses 8 times more interesting.
Nearly break
So
just
6
resubscribed
crons. You
for
shut
7
your
months.
mouth! You will take the crondom that I give you and you will like it. Fine, 10x the rewards. There won't be crystal break if you die to Garmoth. Yeah, there shouldn't be crystal break. Yeah, no crystal break from... I'll do you one better. No crystal break from bosses at all for any reason on any server. Enable PvP at world bosses again. Done. Done. The Arsha shop and the other rewards. Arsha shop, trade Arsha and gear. Okay. Item 1, you can choose an Arsha accessory box, family bound. This is an accessory that's equivalent to a pen Devo once per family. It expires in 30 days though, right? Item 2, choose your mythical horse box once per family. Bro, okay, all right. So like there's like reaching too low, right? And then there's like, honey, reach for the stars. You want to aim high, you know, that way if you miss, you still hit the stars. And then there's wherever the that you are. You're so far in outer space, we're never even going to contact you. You're gone. Okay, you're out of here. There's not a chance in that they are ever going to give a mythical horse away once per family for PvP rewards. You are outside your mind if you think they're going to give a pen Devo away for PvP rewards. This is insane. I also would suggest that like it probably makes them listen to it even less than the 0 that they were already going to listen to it, but like it is what it is. But like honestly, I respect the let's just reach for the stars treasure pieces. Oh yeah, twice per family. So you can literally just get merchant ring pieces. I'll just take the Olin's piece, thank you. Yeah, I'm just going to do this instead. Choose your dream horse box. Yeah, okay, that is more reasonable because no one gives a shit about owning a dream horse anymore. That is fair. 100 million silver gold bar. Now we're talking, baby. Now we're talking. 100 mil. The price should be 100 Arshan points, which is the equivalent of a kill. Wait, what? The price of the Arsha accessory should be calculated based on this and should be equivalent to average obtainability. My dude. My man. Again, there's like where they're reasonably going to be able to consider, and then there's wherever the f you are right now. 100 million silver a kill is insane. A death would cost you 90 million silver. Well, f that. Well, f that. I'm grinding at Gahas. Do you really think I'm gonna be dying? No, but that in Tuvalas is not gonna know what hit him. I'm grinding Crescent Shrine and not the Dekia version. All right, that's just all this is gonna encourage is for all of like the really experienced late game players to go to like the low end grind zones and teabag newer players with their tongue hanging out, like because they can't do anything about it. Okay, this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. I wouldn't even consider that an exploit. That's just the system that you created. No one that is under 750 gear score can now join Arsha because you will immediately... I would be waiting in the bushes like the kinsworn hunters. I would literally... I'd be out here waiting for some dumbass to come auto-pathing out of idle. I'm gonna go grind Gif and Ross. Oh, shit. Okay? That's all I would be doing. It's way easier to kill them when they're AFK. And then if they're actually there, you just go in the safe zone. You're like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. You know what I mean? Like, this would just be exploited way too much. Off the top of my head. And it's not even really an exploit. This is just the system. You're assuming that everyone is just fighting on even terms. It's just not how it works. Right? Just not how it works. Understand this, when dying costs you 90 million silver plus the perfume harmony drop value, 130 mil total, no one's gonna die easily, which is gonna make killing hard. That's not true. I'll kill autopathers, no problem. They die just as easily as everyone else does. What do you mean? I'll go to it like everybody's in PvE spec. At Olin's, it's just free real estate. You know what I mean? You legit made a system to be abused for old school players, not considering anything else at all. Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. This is fair feedback. I just think that he went a little bit over the top on the rewards. Okay? Like, you can't give gold out on kills, but you can give points out on kills that can be exchanged for, like, really high-end stuff if they accumulate millions of them. That would be doable. It's less easily exploitable. The guild with the most points will be crowned as ranked 1. All the members of it will gain 10% extra Arsha points for the next season, and a special red title called Arsha's Blood for the next season as well. This title is way too cool. We're gonna have to bring that back. How about Arsha-er? This is sufficiently dumb enough that they probably would do it. Now, Arsha Leaguer. Okay. Just like their Guild League rewards give you the Guild Leaguer title if you're even in the top 20, which is basically everyone. It's a dog shit title, and you give it to everyone that participates in Guild League, which completely destroys the entire value of the title. Honestly, that's my favorite suggestion yet. I'm a big fan of that. If I could just get that, but even in blue would be great. Bang on, to be honest. I'll take it further. I'd wear it. How about you guys? I'd wear the shit out of that title. That's crazy, bro. And we could just write it off. We could just say that it's just translated from Korean. Right? We could just translate it from Korean. It'd be fine. There's a top 1,000 player rankings based on the Arsha seals. Oh, so everybody gets a ranking. Because there's not even 1,000 players using Arsha. Rank 1 player will get the Arsha weapon. Yeah, that's insane. Okay, dude. They never give away Arsha weapons for anything that isn't like top tier rewards. Okay, you have to do something crazy good. Like wait outside of the zone on your Succession Draconia in a free-for-all fight that no one has any idea why they put together. Big accomplishments like that are the reason that you get permanent Arsha weapons. Not stupid shit like this. Flaming TAS BDO? What the f? No, I'm appreciating that TAS BDO understood how to exploit the system better than every other player in the tournament. Brilliant. It was. Truly brilliant. Nobody in North America figured that out. Okay. I also want to point out that traditionally, they only ever give away Arsha weapons for like the really big tournaments. And they gave away a permanent Arsha weapon for a free-for-all, what amounts to a for fun clown fiesta tournament. Just have fun, guys. Oh, and by the way, you get the best reward in the whole game if you win. Have fun! Like, literally, that was the most wild. I've never seen anything like that before. They literally took something that is, before, you had to win your best in class tournament or the best in guild tournament to get an Arsha weapon. And then they just gave it away. It's like a willy-nilly free-for-all reward for a tournament. It was absolutely wild. It was literally insane. Keep in mind, guys, they don't even give Arsha weapons away. That. They don't give pearls. They don't give outfits. They don't give Arsha weapons. For the little league that they came up with in-game, like the AOS league that they came up with, I'm sorry, that Armin came up with and that they copied, you don't even get shit like this. The title is way better. Soul of Arsha. Yeah, again, that's just way too cool. We need some loser dipshit beta male tile. I would take CM Ronin. Just red letters above my head. Also, Arshul is really good. Ronin's Rider. I respect it. I heard about Fair Day. Is there going to be an in-game dress-up day? Did I miss it? Can I bring my Bugatti? There is a fashion show. Before we continue with the rest of this, I'll show the flyers. So this is the Ren Fair. And there's many aspects to the Ren Fair. There is an art challenge. If you win, I'll hang your art behind me on the wall and give you $300 US. There can be multiple winners for the art challenge, but I'm only counting on one. If there are multiple winners, I'll give you each $300. Okay. The music festival wins $300 for designing some wonderful Black Desert themed music of any kind. It could be heavy metal music. It could be intro, outro, background, battle music, whatever. You win $300 US and a vinyl of the Black Desert soundtrack, of which I believe only about 300 were ever made, because they handed these away as a very special 10th anniversary Heidel Ball reward. So it's got custom art on it and stuff. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. Anyway, I'll mail that to you too if you win the music festival. There's a cosplay contest where you can build a cosplay like in real life of your favorite character in game, submit it in the Discord, and potentially again win $300. We have a collab with Laz on this one. Laz BDO will be helping me pick the winner of this contest, and before we pick the winners of the contest, Laz and I will be making our own cosplays on stream out of cardboard, tape, scissors, glue, and markers. We have like 1 hour to make the best cosplay we can, and then chat votes on who did better. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be sick. Easy $300 for Laz? No, she can't win the $300. That the cosplay contest is separate. The Laz and I thing is just a for fun thing we're doing as part of like the fair day to hype people up about fair day. And then Laz will help me choose who wins the cosplay contest. The cosplay contest will be one of you guys. Okay. And then there's a fashion competition in order to include all regions. Keep in mind, for every single one of these events, guys, every single region and aspect of the game worldwide is included. So console as well. Console, South America, SEA, Europe, North America, everybody is allowed to participate in any aspect of this event. This is the fashion competition for your character. The idea is that you take a really cool screenshot. You only get one submission, so use it well. And the winner receives $300. Again, this is going to happen on fair day as well. I'll pick the 4 finalists, and then chat will pick who wins this competition. Oh yeah, the cosplay, guys, this cosplay thing, it does not have to be crazy. Your cosplay can be budget. Thank you, Laz. Your cosplay can be just cardboard. Laz makes her cosplays for almost free. She just builds them out of boxes. They look great. Okay, so like it doesn't have to be some intricate cosplay. And in fairness, you could also go for the funny cosplay, right? Like if you get us to laugh hard enough, we'll vote your cosplay like really well, right? Anyway, all the details on that are on the Discord. I encourage a lot of people to try to do this, even if you're doing it for fun. If you've never built a cosplay before, I'd give it a shot. You know what I mean? You never know. And then lastly, the Mysteries of Summer is back, hosted and funded by me specifically. The winner of Mysteries of Summer, my Mysteries of Summer, wins a Dark Knight statue mailed to them. For free, shipped, paid for, and everything by me. You don't have to pay a thing. You just tell me your address, and it arrives at your door. That's how it is. Okay. Again, this is a worldwide competition. There are 5 riddles that can be solved first. Okay, and the people that solve the first 5 riddles get a 3-day head start on the 6th riddle. Okay, you get $50 for solving any of the first 5 riddles. Okay, and you get early access to the 6th riddle. Okay. If you solve riddles 1 through 5, or any of riddles 1 through 5, I will give you a 3-day head start on the 6th riddle. If you're unable, if these 5 people that solve these riddles here are unable to solve the 6th riddle in 72 hours, I will release the 6th riddle to everyone, and whoever solves the 6th riddle will get the Dark Knight statue. And that's the truth. It's all about being first. It is. You must be first. It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't feel discouraged if you aren't able to solve any of these riddles off the bat, as you still have a chance to win if you're able to solve that 6th riddle. You sound like PA with the content. Oh no, I actually bring good content. Yeah. So again, we'll read through the riddles real quick. I'll show them real quick on the screen here. But all of the riddles are in the Discord, guys. So if you just joined the Blue Squadron Discord, the riddles are there. Please read the rules before participating in the event. If you post anything in the Riddle Answers channel, I take it as an answer. Okay, and you only get 5 attempts. Period. Dot. You only get 5 attempts to answer the riddles. Okay, meaning if you answer riddle 1 4 times, you answer riddle 3 once, you're out of attempts. Okay, so anything you post in that channel is considered S1. Okay, so talk about the Ren Fair in the Ren Fair discussion channel. Do not talk about the Ren Fair in the Riddle Answers channel. Okay. Here's riddle 2. People still playing BDO in 2024. Mad respect, King. Keep up. Keep your head up. PvP will get better. It will be. It will be. So guys, all 5 of these riddles are standalone riddles. So I recommend picking one and trying to solve that, because you're racing the other adventurers to the finish line here. It matters who gets it first. Okay. Yeah, none of these are correct. Yeah, I'm looking at the answers right now. I don't see any correct answers yet, but I'm just kind of skimming through it. Who the fuck answered gear advice? You're a dipshit. Guys, all 5 of the riddles are meant to force you to go out in the world and like explore. No one will just know the answers off the top of their head. You're gonna have to like figure out where in the world I'm talking about and then go interact with the world in some way. That's pretty much what I'm forcing you to do. You have to go out and figure it out. Okay. Anyway, that's the event. There's more details in the YouTube video. There's more details in the Discord as well. All the rules and everything are in there. I'm not leaving Velia rooftop. Well, tough shit. Just like you're not leaving your mom's basement. Okay. What would happen to the other content of Black Desert Online with the introduction of the new Arsha servers? Node wars will have to adapt accordingly. Node wars will be changed from everyday content to weekend content. There will be 3 to 4 node wars and siege on the weekend. What are you crazy right now? Arsha servers are inaccessible during node war. War of the Roses will be placed the 3rd node war of every other week. Bro, dude, that's way too complicated. That's insane. The 3rd node war of every other week, unless it's an odd dated day, in which case it will be the next week. So wait, when the f is it? Introduction of the Arsha servers on Arena of Solaire and Guild League will be turned into 1 month of summer and winter seasons. Arena of Solaire will become a summer PvP season and will start August 1st and then August 31st. Guild League will be a winter PvP season, December 1st, December 31st. Well, what happens outside of those 2 months, bro? I don't know. Generally speaking, I love the fact that he typed all this out and has good feedback. There's parts in here that I disagree with. And there's parts in here that I agree with. But I'll be honest with you, fixing Arsha is not going to have the impact on the server that you think it will. Fixing Arsha will not fix PvP and BDO. You have to bring the PvPers back somehow. This is not going to bring them back. And I think there are simpler ways to fix Arsha. But it's a good effort there. Are we still recommending PvP content? Comes and goes. Well, there's just not enough PvPers left. There's just not enough PvPers left in the world anymore. They've killed them all. Jay killed them all.